What's up, guys? Welcome to OBO, Objectively Bad Opinions Podcast, episode number 28, correct?
Yes.
Haha.
Yes, 28.
Fantastic. I'm Jeff with
Look
me
at that.
tonight, Evan and Brody.
Howdy.
Nick is out. He's taking poops and having showers, so he can't be with us tonight. I always do it when Evan takes a sip of anything.
Yeah, I know.
What are you drinking tonight? What is that, a Michelob?
Yeah, just to make ultra.
Okay, keeping it low cal. I respect that.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
also respect is the discretion for this podcast. The views and opinions of the host and co-host of this podcast are those of the host and co-hosts and not of the companies or organizations to which they're affiliated with. Viewer discretion is advised. With that, we can continue this conversation. So I'm a huge fan of Michelob Ultra. I love it. I think it's just an overall good
like
beer.
'em.
Just a whatever, you know? It's a hot day. You
Yeah.
want to slam one back. You go for it. What do you, okay. Brody enters the room. What are you rocking there?
This is a clear American.
Dude, I
And
only
this
drink
is
clearly
whiskey.
Canadian, dude. and that's a whiskey over there?
Yeah.
What kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
whiskey?
Some Crown.
Crown. How did I know?
Definitely Crown.
Okay.
Well, because I got this guy right here
oh
from
my God.
Costco.
That's a big old
Holy
thing
moly.
of Crown,
That's
dude.
big.
It's a big old thing of
That's a
Crown.
big old thing of Crown.
That's big.
Damn, bro. Damn. Speaking of whiskey, I can't have it now.
No?
I got a food intolerance check thing done,
Oh, yeah.
and my life was destroyed, bro. Absolutely
whiskey.
destroyed. It was whiskey. It was coffee. It was bacon.
Oh,
It was
Sad.
milk
The best
chocolate.
things.
It was
no chocolate? Oh,
no, pretty much no dairy. I try and there's
Okay.
some cheeses I can have, like some older stuff, I guess. I don't know why that's a thing, but other than that,
Yeah.
I'm merely a shell of myself. I'm now drinking tea and
oh.
not eating bacon, which kind of
It's probably how my brother feels. He's got Crohn's disease.
Oh, yeah.
So he can't have, he's trying to stay off red meat, can't
like,
eat
90%
salads.
of food.
Yeah, basically. He can't have a salad. He can't have he can have lean meats. I think chicken and pork are okay, but no steak,
The bitch
burgers.
The bitch with that is I had a friend who had that, and every time you go to the doctor, you have Crohn's, and they know you have Crohn's because obviously it's on your report, and then they go, hey, but I need you to eat healthier. It's like, okay.
Could you invent some new
can't
foods?
I can't eat the vegetables
Yeah.
because
no,
I
you
can't digest them properly. At least the dark leafy
no.
greens. But yeah, that would happen to him constantly. He'd come back to the house and he'd be like, got my, because he had
Yeah.
just recently, when he was there, he had recently had been diagnosed. So he went every 3 months for 2 years to get checked out and
No.
make sure there wasn't, he let it go for so long. And he's in so much pain before actually getting diagnosed that they were afraid that he's going to have, you can get stomach cancer and other shit, intestinal cancer. And shit
could have
if
been
you leave
something
it too
else.
long. So he would go every 3 months to get checked up, and every time he'd come back, he'd be like, yep, he told me I had to eat the healthy stuff, but I can't eat the healthy stuff.
Yeah, you can't eat the healthy stuff.
So he just
That
plugged
sucks.
away at it. Oh man, yeah, that would suck hard. It's not that bad though.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge whiskey guy.
Yeah.
I'm not missing out.
Oh,
I know
that
you
would-
two are.
I was gonna say that would absolutely fuck me up.
That'd be pretty sad.
That has been my main drink for a while now. It used to not be, but I've grown to like it now. I think.
I'd be pretty sad because I've only had just now a year fully to really appreciate it, right? I drank a little bit before I turned 21, but being able to try a lot of the new stuff that I have been able to try in the past year, I'd be really upset if I go to the doctor a year later and they'd be like, yeah, you can't drink any of it. I'd be like, man, what? I just got started.
It hasn't been too terrible for me because when I had whiskey, it had the same effect as I had wine on me, which I basically get a stuffy nose, and I get a headache, and it has to do with the sulfites.
The headache makes sense.
But a beer,
okay.
Beer has sulfites in it, but it doesn't have, I guess, as much. Or I
Probably
don't know.
not.
There's something behind it, but I'm not really missing much. I'm a huge whiskey dude. Vodka. If I wasn't able to have vodka, oh my god, that wouldn't
Sad.
have been good. That would not have been.
No, that wouldn't be fun.
I love.
If you
vodka.
take vodka and whiskey from me, I'd be in rough shape.
What would you have left?
That's I guess.
So on the
rum,
list too,
but
by the way,
probably not.
vermouth.
Rum.
So I can't have martinis because it's a form.
You're not
of
missing
wine.
out much on
some essence.
vermouth.
You can't have Manhattans
isn't great.
either.
No, I
Yeah.
know. What can I have?
Um,
Vodka and water.
Vodka soda and lime, baby.
I'm curious. So you can't have whiskey, so I'm assuming that would extend to bourbons and scotches.
So let me pull out the list because there's a couple.
I would hope.
Here. Hold on.
Or I would be kind of bourbon is just made of slightly different stuff. I think bourbon has to have at least 50% corn mash or something like that. It's a percentage of something that needs to be in there for it to be classified as a bourbon.
Okay, here's
There's
the
a
whole
lot of weird
here's the whole report.
stipulations.
I'm going to some of the stuff here.
I'll look right now.
I'll skip some of the other stupid shit.
Bourbon is made with at least 51% corn.
Okay, so the only two alcoholic things on here were coffee. Coffee's red, which means like don't be fucking drinking that.
Yeah, don't.
Whiskey's orange, which is like, hey, you're probably gonna feel bad about it, but it's not gonna fuck you up completely, but it does make you feel bad. Vermouth is orange as well. So I'm good for Prosecco, vodka, brandy, sake. I'll just do sake bombs from now on. I'll be the guy.
I'm surprised sake's not on there though. Because it's pretty similar to right. It's a rice wine.
Yeah, but I think the difference is the
sulfides. Yeah,
the sulfite in it. Lager, tequila, gin, sambuca, bleh. Schnapps.
No gin, man.
Schnapps, depending on where you live in this country. Port, beer, champagne, and rum. I can do rum. I can do rum things.
Yeah.
You know?
Rum's not bad.
I could do rum things. I could just drink Jesus juice. I could just have like gin, rum, and vodka together with like some fucking Kool-Aid.
Oh my god.
You only need one. Job done, right? I mean, I don't have to mess around at all. Why would I? Right?
Right.
That sounds terrible. No. There's so many better options than doing anything with gin in it.
Well, I can't have a fucking Caesar because they put a piece of bacon in it.
No scotches, no whiskeys, no bourbons, and no ryes, dude. That would suck. I'd hate that. I'd be really upset.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The coffee thing, I don't really give a shit because... So I wasn't... Are you guys people that like... No, Brody, you're not a coffee snob.
No.
No, and I
worked at Starbucks in high school.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't drink it at all.
Yeah. So like,
not that Starbucks is good coffee, but a lot of people that work at Starbucks become coffee snobs.
There's no such thing as good coffee by the barrel.
No.
I'm not a coffee snob, so like I never even really appreciated coffee that much. I work with people at work that are all about like I gotta wake up and I do my Chemex, gravity pour over drip
bullshit
where you get the Chemex filters, and I'm like, okay, cool. So
we all know somebody.
You got a piece of paper. The piece of paper soaks up some water, but it doesn't let the coffee pass through.
An overpriced piece of paper, mind you.
Expensive, yeah. Yeah, you got the refills are ridiculous. $20 for like a pack of them.
You know who does that?
I drink bad coffee mostly.
You know who does that?
Tell me, Nick.
Nick does that.
Stop it.
Of course it is.
Nick does Chemex filters.
I've got a picture on my phone.
High maintenance, the more I know.
I've got a picture on my phone of him using that piece of paper as like a funnel. And when he sent it to me, I was like, "Are you doing alchemy? Like, what is?" Because I didn't know you use it.
Alchemy.
I was like,
"Are you making potions?"
Yeah, I was like, "Why are you doing alchemy in your kitchen?" And he lost it. I'm like, "I'm making coffee." I'm like, "Just get a Keurig and put a thing in there and a couple beans. You're good to go." Like, why do you need to do it this way?
Of course, he's a coffee snob.
He's
just a snob.
He has the whole like hourglass looking like thing.
I believe so. Yeah,
around it and the leather strap with one bead on it.
I feel like that's true. Shit, yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen it, but I assume.
My morning routine. I wake up at 5:25 every morning and I stand around.
It's not done until 7:30.
I grind my beans and then I bless them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just too much commitment. With
I
the
don't
tea,
think
I need hot water. I throw the tea bag in there. It steeps for about 4 minutes while I'm doing other shit. I come back to it. I either drink it black with some sugar or I go full British and I throw a little bit of milk. Well, not milk, almond milk in there. And I get a little bit of almond milk and sugar in that thing and we're good. Stevia. We're all good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not I actually don't particularly.
These are like Aldi.
Right.
Like by the hundreds.
Okay. Yeah, he's got a whole box
for
there.
nothing, dude.
Yeah.
Like these, like I opened the box and they're in a white bag, and I thought that there wasn't anything in the box. I thought there was just garbage because the white bag looked like a garbage.
You got
bag.
pranked. You got pranked. They were like, yeah, he thought he's getting stuff.
Bag inside of it. Nick would
I don't
do
drink
that.
anything like that.
I mean, Nick buys I don't drink any water, right? So
yeah, no. So you can't trust the guy who gets canned water. Yeah, I mean, I drink in the morning, like on the weekend or whatever. I typically will have. If it's a work day, if it's a during the week, I'll do like a protein shake or something like that if I feel like it. Always water. I always have a full thing, full cup of water.
Every morning,
yeah,
wake up.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'll do like one of those like it's not an instant smoothie, but it's just like a strawberry banana smoothie made in like a little box or like kind of like a naked juice, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or I'll just do orange juice. I'm not a coffee guy. Never liked it. Couldn't.
Can you even
just
have
never got to the taste
stuff with like your heart and all that shit?
I'm sure that coffee isn't so much advised, but like soda, I've never had a problem with that kind of amount of caffeine. But like no Red Bull, no Monster.
I've never had a Monster energy drink.
No G Fuel.
Coffee doesn't have. I mean, a cup of coffee doesn't have that much more than like a can of fucking Mountain Dew or whatever.
It's like 85 grams, right? Of caffeine or something like that.
Yeah, I think a cup of
coffee
is like right around 100 or so. But like
it probably all depends
espresso,
on
then
what
you
you
start
do.
like a shot of espresso is like 200. I don't know, it's been a while, but
I mean,
they probably wouldn't want me to do that.
Pre-workout, and I get about like almost 200 milligrams of caffeine in my pre-workout.
Yeah, they tell me no. They'd be like, "You want to die soon?" And I'd be like, "Well, not particularly." They'd be like, "Well, you keep doing that, you will."
I mean, I do a very light. Like I don't go ham. I know some people that like do like crazy scoops and shit, and I'm like, you guys are nuts, dude.
I'd have to find
destroying your liver is all that's doing.
I know.
Yeah,
right? I'm not doing that.
I'd have to find. I did that. There was I used to take a probiotic, and the one time, because I was just like a low customer or whatever, they sent me like a morning miracle thing that was like kind of just like a pill to wake you up kind of thing. And I sent my doctor the label, and I was like, could I have this? And he's like, I wouldn't do it every day. He's like, you can try it and see how you feel, but like I wouldn't recommend you do it all the time. And it was probably more due to the caffeine and a couple of the other vitamins in there, because it's all just designed to wake you up, make you alert. And it did do that, but it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't like a comfortable. I didn't feel like
it's great. I got like.
I didn't feel like Bradley Cooper from Limitless. I felt like, I can't think of another movie thing, but yeah, like not that kind of cool.
I got like a sample of aminos or whatever, like Optimum Nutrition aminos, and like one of my packs of protein powder. I took that shit, and it was nice. It helped with fatigue. I have blood disorder.
Yeah, aminos are just for repair mainly.
It's fantastic.
Okay,
but
that's good.
Yeah, I like my work supplies Folgers. They used to supply Maxwell House, so I'm used to drinking very shitty fucking coffee. I'll usually make some coffee at home or whatever, but we don't get crazy with it. Like we've got it's like a thing where you can set it up to either do a carafe or you can do a just like a cup or whatever. But it works out all right. But I've actually mainly switched to like caffeine pills. I just take caffeine pills.
Okay.
You can buy
Fair enough, yeah.
It's like 3 bottles of 100 caffeine pills for like $20 off Amazon, and they work great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Just make sure they don't.
I've never
pills.
Right.
Oh, I mean that's the only way to start your day.
Walking around like that.
I think you've told that story on here before.
Did I say on that one? The Chinese
I'm pretty
Viagra?
sure.
Oh yeah,
on the school bus, right before the snowball dance. Jesus.
The snowball dance. That's some Canadian ass shit.
The enchantment under the sea dance. That's all. I thought of Back to the Future. Yeah, no, I actually don't know how much caffeine I can have. I've never thought to ask. I mean, it's never come up though. A lot of things that like I feel like are important things I should know have never come up in conversation.
Fuck that much shit up. I feel like strenuous activity would be the.
I'm not supposed to like do any weightlifting. I'm not supposed to lift weights. They told me that basically like don't like almost like he whispered it like he's like don't do that. Like do not lift weights. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's fine. No problem. I can, you can work out in other ways. I like cardio. Like, and I know a lot of people
they even let you do cardio even. Because I mean, it's all about heart rate, right?
Well, that's good. They want it to get up because I mean, it's just like any muscle. The harder it works for a little bit, then it can do more with less pumps. So like that's okay. It's I think it's the combination with weightlifting of the blood pressure and heart rate going up. And it's not like, depending on what you're doing, how the muscle's contracting and that kind of thing. That's a whole thing. I mean, I didn't know that I could get tattoos. I thought I couldn't. And then I had to message him last week and he told me I could.
And then my doctor
told me I could.
I asked him.
Yeah. He was like, just because they, for me, like I'm getting a dental cleaning on Wednesday, and for any cleaning or anything dental related or anything like that, where skin related, where there could be bacteria, I have to take antibiotics before the procedure. So that way, if there is a chance I could get an infection, that it's stopped. So like, that's what I thought I'd have to do for tattoos, but it doesn't really work that way, I guess. I mean, because that's what my mom thought I'd have to do, is just take antibiotics, but it's like, it's different because the cleaning is 30 minutes to an hour, whereas a tattoo could be a long time and all that ink is still getting into your skin as you're going.
My fucking doctor, I asked him, I'm like, I want to, it's probably going to be like at least a year. I'm like, but eventually I would like to get a tattoo after I finish up the citizenship stuff. And I asked him, like, can I get that with low platelets? And he's like, he's like, just keep it small. He's like, because it'll be a big old have a fucking bruise the next day.
Yeah, you don't want to have
for like a week. He's like, you probably won't see that shit for a week.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. I don't know what I want to get yet.
So I don't know. I thought about, there's like a couple things I want to get. I thought about getting something somewhere that I can see, like that's still like, decent. If I put a shirt, like a dress shirt on or something like that, it hides it. Or a hoodie, it hides it. But like something that I can see, that's a reminder.
With a t-shirt.
Something. Or I thought about when I get my citizenship that I just get like a little maple leaf on my fucking, like over my heart or whatever. Just the fact that I've got a fucking, been through that shit. I got a little Canada in my heart, like a fucking Care Bear.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
No, you'd have to get it on your belly.
Yeah, my belly. I'd have to get it on my belly button, and then it would look like a cat's asshole in like 25 years.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Very good.
It'd be awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, I want to finish up my other sleeve now. But I'm waiting for my wife to finish up school, and then I'm planning on doing that.
That makes sense.
Then we pay off her loans, and then she's bringing in money. So then it makes a lot more sense to actually go get tattoos. Yeah. But I've spent enough on my own ink at this point in time that I'm waiting a little bit before I do anymore.
Welcome to that shit. Fucking wife has her master's loans now. Those are fucking brutal.
Yeah, mine's nothing near that, but
fuck it. Like we're paying it, and it's fine. Like, I mean, by all means, I'm fine. But I'm paying it. I'm just like, I want to go do my master's, and then I sit there and I'm paying this one. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, woo, this is something else, dude. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I need to go back, but I'm only going to take like a couple classes at a time because my work will actually reimburse me for a certain set amount or whatever. But it's just a matter of actually like going and doing it and not going above what they'll reimburse. So it's like, this is going to take forever. Like they reimburse a decent amount, but it's still between working full time and all the podcasting and stuff. It's like, I'm only going to be able to take like a class or two at the most. Like 2 classes is probably max. So this is going to take a little bit, especially if I do turn around and like try to go for the MBA. I'm like, I don't know about this right now. Let's just go ahead and get the bachelor's under our belt and go from there.
Yeah.
What's crazy to me too is like, I mean, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it all done and finish it up. But I feel like we're at like this pinnacle point right now where it's almost like that shit's not going to matter.
How do you mean? Like to you personally? You mean?
Like okay, so
just in general.
In my situation right now for work, I go really far if I finish my MBA.
Okay.
Like I'm in a good spot. But I think for like 90% of the public going for MBAs right now before they're like in an actual job, there's no benefit to it. Plus the route I took was way nicer because now the company I'm with will pay a large chunk of that education for me to get, which is great. Obviously, I have to stay with that company for a certain amount of years, but I don't have fucking egregious school bills when I go do it, right?
Right.
Like what I'm paying for my wife's right now. So but I think between COVID, between there being not that many, I feel like it's picked up, but there's a shortage of trades that needs to be filled that are pretty fucking good paying jobs. All things considered. I mean, it's all time based, right? You're just putting your time in, and you're gonna get to that point of seniority. I just feel like the generalized bachelor is like just. I feel like university in general has to completely change beyond what it is right now.
Yeah, but I don't foresee it happening. Like I fully agree. I think it's business
right now.
Yeah,
but I mean, someone's got to enter
crazy money.
Yeah,
like I imagine some tech company is gonna fucking enter in to that space, because here's the thing: like if you get rid of all the frills and shit of a university, you know, the multi fucking tens of millions of dollar overhead bullshit on sports teams for large public universities, you get rid of all that shit and the facilities and stuff like that, you can create a pretty cheap product. And I know there's fully online schools, but even with their shit, the courses that you take there, like I don't know. I just feel like after this whole COVID thing, people are at home. People are like, hey, I want to start a business from home. I want to make money from home. It's easier than ever to get a job. I mean, in some cases, it's not. I don't want to say this to like upset people, but it's almost like impossible to be unemployed, because I mean, you do gigs, right? You can do fucking Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, right?
People are leaving their jobs at record rates too. Like and in the past couple of years from COVID, I'm assuming
people are changing jobs, and then there's a labor shortage. If there's a labor shortage, you have to lower your expectations.
Yeah.
To fill, if people aren't wanting to fill jobs.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, where does that schooling fit into that?
There was a lot of screwy shit with all the COVID stuff too, where companies were getting some sort of like a payback if they were saying that they were looking for people, and so they'd post that they're actually looking for people and never actually hire anybody, just so they would get that payback. It was all sorts of fucked up. There was a bunch of screwy shit that was going on.
Oh, the PPP shit was crazy too, where it's just like, hey, you could be in an industry that generally wasn't affected, but then you could fucking apply for that money as a business and get that money.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, there were a lot of companies that needed it, that were, you know, closed down places that were like, you know, entertainment centers, fucking movie theaters, restaurants.
Movie theaters, bars, restaurants, all that stuff.
But then there's like other shit where it was like manufacturers that like definitely didn't need it, that were
IT companies, like stuff that you can do from home.
Remote
like,
shit. But they took it. It's just, when's the government going to give you fucking money like that, and that many people take it? How are they going to trace it back down?
Look at myself, right? I mean, like, I was not working a bunch, but I had worked a little bit of that year, and then I, stopped working because we had closed down or whatever, and I was able to apply for unemployment, and I was on it for, I'd like to say, 6 to 8 months.
Right.
Like, super easy to get it. They never questioned anything. Like, even when they, I was going to say something, but I don't want it to be incriminating, so I've never been on unemployment in my life. Sorry. Complete 180. But in vice versa, like for the PPP, as well as the, an individual being unemployed, is super easy both ways. Like,
100%.
Easy to apply and get that money. Yeah.
My place of employment is like
pretty neat.
Used to be one of the really like sought after places to work for. Like it's a pretty good employer in the area. And we still have quite a few people putting in, but we're really struggling to find like really good quality people that have like some sort of training in something, especially like in our we have like electricians and millwrights and things like that. So we're trying to find people more in that realm rather than somebody that just wants to come in and be like entry level or whatever and just move up that route. So they're actually getting to the point where they're advertising and trying to reach out to a broad range of people. And it's completely different than what we've ever had to do before, because we've been able to hire just locally. Well, now we've kind of burnt through most of, the population that fits that. So now we're kind of starting to get to an area where like, well, what the fuck do we do now? We need some of this, not so much like good workers. We just need some more specialized workers. So it's very interesting.
I said to Janelle, the next 2 to 3 years are going to be the worst years of customer service and quality.
Oh, it's already been bad
in American history. And that's not a
already
knock
been
on people. I mean, just people are learning new fucking jobs, right? That's going to take a bit. You're going to have people that are going to go, I don't like this fucking job. And they're going to jump around to different jobs forever for the next 2 to 3 years, right? They're going to put like 6 months in, jump to another thing, 6 months in, jump to another thing. And you're just going to get low quality shit, and you're going to get bad customer support and service.
Yeah.
People are going to be constantly training. It's going to be brutal.
Oh, it's going to be rough. Definitely.
No fun there.
I mean, it's already starting to be rough. I mean, we're already getting it. But it's Jesus, you know? Like, I mean, fast food places typically fuck your shit up all the time. Exceptional amount of fuck-uppery right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, horrendous. It's bad.
It's definitely bad.
It makes me not want to go, which is good.
And
I shouldn't go because it's shit food.
Yeah, it's not good. There you go. That's the motivation. There is. I don't want my bad food order to get screwed up.
So like when I go, right? It's like Janelle and I are on a road trip, and we're like, okay, you know, we're in the middle of fucking Ohio. Where are we gonna stop? Right?
Sorry.
There's no. Yeah, right.
An arid desert, if you will.
Yeah, right. And so it's like, you know, we're in the middle of Ohio. It's like, where we're gonna stop? We've got, you know, the classic, you know, I'm gonna get off the highway. There's an Arby's, a Wendy's, a McDonald's, you know, Sonic's, other shit. And, you know, you go there and every time I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's try to make this. I literally go, let's try to make this as simple as possible. Fuck it up every time.
Every time.
And I go, and like prior to that, I will not have had fast food for 3 months, 3.5 months, 2 months sometimes, 1 month. Sometimes at a short minimum, and then we'll go, and I'll be like, all right, you know, it like, not gonna lie, it tastes good, right? It's fucking engineered to taste good in some fashion. Some of the shit's awful, but some stuff tastes pretty good. So, and then you go and you're like, all right, great, I'm excited for this, and you go, this is why I don't eat this. Just this experience right here. I'm not even in the restaurant. I'm not even looking at the person. I'm just hearing a voice through a box and my window's down. I'm still sitting in my car, and this is fucking awful.
I'm hating every moment of it, and I haven't even looked at anybody yet.
I haven't looked at anything. I haven't looked at my food. I haven't touched the food.
So one of the things that amazes me is, so I worked at Starbucks and I worked at B-Dubs when I was in high school. And so going to Starbucks now, like, first off, I know if you fucked up my drink. I can tell if you left a shot for too long before adding milk to it, because it'll go fucking sour. Like, I can taste it, right? So we go to a Starbucks, and if we go into it, we hardly ever do go to a Starbucks, but if we do, if it's past a certain period of time, like, I know that's not the company policy. Like, if it's past 5 minutes, they're supposed to get their fucking drinks for free, and it never fucking happens. I've waited a long fucking time at a Starbucks waiting for a goddamn drink, and that whole thing has been out the fucking window.
Oh yeah, they take forever now.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's
horrendous. Like, that's crazy, because it never used to be that way, and it used to be like company policy, but apparently that just went out the fucking window. I don't know what happened there. Is that because they're
just making more complex drinks, or they're just people aren't fucking
caring? No, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because I want to sound like an asshole, but most of the drinks aren't that complex. They're a system.
No, they're very simple. I could still make most of the drinks pretty easily.
I mean, you basically have a mixing cup, and it shows you like where you fucking put shit to. On most stuff, right? Or the lines on the cup show you fucking what you gotta do.
Yeah, you typically use lines on cups or whatever. But yeah, it's not very difficult, right? And then like Buffalo Wild Wings, the other day we ordered, they said it was going to be like 20, 25 minutes or whatever. We go in there. My wife waited 15 minutes to get our fucking wings. Like, that shit was, I don't understand that either. Like, if we used to have, like, if we would have a ticket that would go past 10 minutes on the order, they would freak the fuck out. And that shit's out the window.
It would be like,
fuck. There was a person for DoorDash there that was supposed to be picking up an order, and they didn't even make the order yet when she got there. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be like 20, 25 minutes. Well, I know how long it takes to make all of the wings. I know how long it takes to make every single fucking thing on the menu. It's like, what are you doing?
That happens at local places too.
It's
like
crazy.
I don't think this is a local, or I don't think this is like a regional thing. There's two burger joints we have here called Red Coat Tavern, and one of them we ordered DoorDash from, and it had been like probably 30, 40 minutes. It wasn't on the way yet, and it wasn't supposed to be. But the driver called my dad, and he's like, "Hey, I'm at the restaurant. They can't find your order." So they're like, "Okay." So the DoorDash driver gives his phone to the waitress
Dude,
or
shit's
the
such a
lady who's
fucking
there.
Disaster.
And my dad talks to her, and she goes, "You'll have to call the kitchen." So he has to hang up and then call the kitchen itself at the place, and then tells them, "Here's my DoorDash order. Here's what's on it, or here's the name." And she just comes back and she goes, "Yeah, we haven't even started it yet. Like, we can get on it right now." Fuck. It's like, it's been 45 minutes. Like,
yeah, that's why I don't use that shit. I've never used that fucking shit, and every time I go to a restaurant that has that shit, which is most restaurants, they're picking up, I watch the person come in, they're holding the red fucking DoorDash bag or Uber Eats or whatever. They sit the fuck around for like 5 minutes. Then they bug the shit out of the staff. Like, where's the shit? Where's the shit? Where's the shit?
Yeah.
Like, just fucking order through Panda on your phone and drive your ass and go fucking pick it up. Plus I won't pay like fucking $8 for some asshole to deliver, pizza to my house that costs $10.
Right.
Yeah, that's just insane.
I'm pretty lucky. I've been pretty lucky with DoorDash on all my orders.
I can't fucking do it.
It's crazy to me though, because like I said, like at B-Dubs, I know their boneless wings take 8 minutes in the fucking fryer. Then you spin them, so you have maybe a total of 10 minutes.
Do they have like a spinning tool?
They're fucking tradition. They have buckets. They literally pump sauce into a bucket and fucking spin the bucket.
I've seen the kitchen. Yeah.
Like a white
I'm
pail?
Dead serious. Yeah,
it's a absolutely. Big white pail. It's a big white
lid
pail.
On it. Just fucking like swirl that shit around,
so
shake it, and then,
so they're just taking garbage cans and just fucking rolling that shit around in there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I thought like almost like a salad spinner or something like that. But you don't have the grate to whip to the sides. Just be like a drum. You put them in there and it mixes them and it does it on auto for you, and then you just leave it. Some asshole's just back there going like this on the handle of a bucket.
We did a Nintendo.
No, you fucking like pump your sauce in there and you shake. You literally like are shaking this thing and then fucking shake it up and then you dump them out. Dead serious. That's how it works. You
got to watch somebody do it,
and then what? Some asshole then goes and washes the pail.
At the end of the night, you have to wash them all. Yeah.
How many pails are back there?
However many sauces, right? There's what?
No, there's one for every sauce.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've got a sauce in the morning, are they going in the same thing at night?
Mostly.
That's a good question.
We don't know for sure.
They might wash them out.
We don't know for sure.
Like between
they
lunch
might
or
wash
something.
them out halfway, like through the day or whatever. But yeah,
but
like
there's
all night,
sauce sitting in there for like 6 hours.
Yeah, at least.
So oh my god,
they're probably under lights or something though. Like something to keep them hot, or
I used to start my shift at.
I'm trying to be a little bit positive about it, but I shouldn't be.
I used to start my shift at 4 and I would close, and that whole time those buckets never get washed because you're fucking slammed the entire time. But at the end of the night, when you have to wash those buckets out,
when did you close?
So funny.
It was like midnight. It was late.
Midnight.
When you have to wash those fucking buckets out. You wash them out with hot water and everything and soap, and that shit will like fucking fume up into your face. So you get like the if you have
sauce?
like mango habanero or Asian thing, like those two will fucking burn the shit out of your nostrils. It'll clear your sinuses up right now. I've never been more clear in my entire life.
Brody's like, getting a chemical burn up through his nostrils.
Yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. But like, so the blazing sauce and things like that, you would typically wouldn't get many orders for blazing, so you would actually just take like one of the boats that they serve them in, and you just pump sauce in there, and like you'd have gloves on, obviously, and you'd like swirl that shit around and just do it that way because you wouldn't make a bucket.
The freshest ones are blazing ones.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Which the blazing is the hottest?
I mean, I get it's not that big of a deal, right? It's just sauce, but
no,
some
I mean
of the
it's
sauces are
it's not a big
cream-based,
deal,
but they're not really cream. They're
not even cream because they're not refrigerated. They're not refrigerated sauces by any means.
Yeah.
So like, okay, walk me through this pump thing. Like, how big is a fucking barrel of sauce? Is it a barrel or is it like a jug?
No, it's like if you go to like a fucking Culver's and get ketchup, and they got that little
the big old ketchup thing.
Yeah, that's all it was.
A big old bag of sauce that you slam in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And then they had a drawer they used to keep boneless in, and then they got real picky about it to where you had to like count out each individual. But they used to, when we would get real busy, we just throw a bunch of fucking boneless down at a time, and that's just what you had. Yeah.
Okay, so here's I want you to confirm this thing for me from Starbucks. I told my friend, do not eat the fucking food at Starbucks.
What is that?
The breakfast sandwiches. They're just fucking frozen, right?
Yes.
And then you just slam those fucking things into the toaster thing?
Yeah.
Okay, what if they're out of frozen ones? They don't the display that's
and they don't
fake?
serve them?
The display's fake or is that real?
They're fake. Well, I think they'll use like an old one and leave it there for a couple days, and then they'll swap it out. Put a new one in there.
But the old one doesn't change color.
No, of course not.
Shit.
I love Brody's nonchalant answers. Like he's so casual.
When you look in it, right? When you like the cake pops, that's easy enough to fake, right? That's easy enough to fake. But those also are real in some sense too, because I've seen them pull that.
Those are all real. All of the pastries and stuff are real. The sandwiches were the only thing that I believe.
But the pastry just comes in a fucking plastic bag. They unzip the plastic bag essentially, or take the cellophane wrapper off. They fire that fucker in the toaster thing till it's like molten fucking hot. And you can't eat it when you. That's the craziest thing. They got the drinks nailed down where it's like you get a hot chocolate, you can fucking sip it immediately, right? Mm-hmm. You get like a chocolate croissant, that fucking shit. You cannot eat it for like half an hour.
See, most of the time, when I worked there, they didn't have a whole lot of pastries and things that were actually heated up. It was pretty much just the breakfast sandwiches. So we didn't really.
Do people get a bunch of those?
We didn't. The breakfast sandwiches?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would run out of the bacon ones almost every morning because we'd only set out a certain amount.
It's like $4 for one of those, isn't it? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then all the pastries rotate depending on what they are. They would rotate every like couple days or whatever, but they would always get pulled out of that display thing and put in underneath and wrapped up and everything was good to go there. But
what's the biggest bullshit thing at Starbucks?
Fuck.
That we may or may not know.
He's like revealing state secrets.
No, not revealing anything. On his forehead. This is all.
I think assumed. The Frappuccinos are bullshit, personally. Okay. Most of the Frappuccinos, they don't get like any actual, they get like a coffee base, right? Like there's not, it's a fucking syrup that they pour into them, and that's about it. I'm not even kidding. It's like,
I'm glad
depending
I'm
on
not
the size,
guy.
you put so many pumps of this fucking coffee-based syrup, and that's all it is. I don't even know how much caffeine's in them. I don't know if they're shit. Like,
I don't know if they're shit.
You're just pumping it into a cup.
Yep, just fucking doing your thing.
What's something that is like absolutely do not buy that shit? Is there anything? 'Cause, I mean, they keep to a pretty high fucking standard. But is there something where you're like, bro, do not fucking order that. Do not touch that shit.
Yeah, don't under any circumstances.
Like a B-dubs. I'm sure there's something where you're like, bro, do not fucking get that.
You don't get anything particularly.
Honestly, I don't know if there's anything at either place that I would really say like don't get for any particular reason. Like neither of them were really all that bad. Like as far as what they offered, like the coffee and stuff. It's all personal preference, but the more modifiers you put on there, it just keeps fucking getting more and more expensive, right? Like when I go there, I get an iced coffee with light 2% and like a shot of espresso, and that's what I get.
Okay,
but
you start adding shit on, and
pretty simple.
You're just making more variables for fuck uppery, right?
Well, and there's weird shit like somebody will get like a caramel macchiato is literally a vanilla latte, but the way you pour the shots is different, right? So the only thing that's different is the shots go on top. You put a little bit of foam on there, shots go on top, and caramel drizzle. But other than that, it's a fucking vanilla latte. So people will get that. They call it upside down. So then it's literally a vanilla latte with caramel drizzle on top.
So hold on. It'll be like caramel macchiato upside down.
Yes, and that's
it's
vanilla
still the same
latte.
Fucking flavor,
right? So the upside down just changes where the shots go because the shots go on top, and that's what makes a macchiato a macchiato.
I know, but the problem is you hand it to the fucking lady. You make this like piece of art.
She has no fucking idea.
No, not only that, but you know this happens. Like she looks you dead in the fucking eye, and she just goes.
Yeah, they always
that shit up
every goddamn time. Every goddamn time.
You make them like a piece of fucking art, and then they just go.
Uh huh. Yeah, congratulations, you ordered a vanilla latte with caramel drizzle.
I mean, if you want to say from the upside down and you're like, hey, I don't want to get to the coffee until the bottom, then okay. Like, you know, I guess you can move the straw at different heights so you don't get there. But if you're just going to grab that son of a bitch and just give it the old college stir, I mean.
Yeah. We would literally have people come in, order a macchiato, and ask for it stirred. It's like, what? What are you doing? Why? Why are you like this?
Next time I go into B-dubs, I'm going to look the waitress right in the eye and be like, want your garlic parm wings in the dirtiest pail you got.
She'd be so...
They use the same garlic parm.
Every other table look over like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
What did he just say?
I want last night's pail.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's interesting, dude. Like, I haven't worked at Starbucks in over a decade, and I still remember how to make most of their drinks. I made so many goddamn drinks. New
shit. They've just changed the colors.
They've come out with some new shit. Yeah,
put different sprinkles on it.
But there used to be like this secret menu motherfucking thing that people would come in and they'd be like, I want this. And you're like, that's not a real fucking drink, but I can figure out how to make it. So you'll just fuck around and try to find it. But like, that would be what we would do when we would be slow. We would actually like make random ass fucking drinks for each other and be like, we found one that tastes like Captain Crunch. We found like, there's all sorts of shit, right? But we had a lady come in confident as fuck and go, I want a chocolate strawberry frappuccino. And we're like, that's not a thing. And just have to try to fucking figure it out.
Probably but when I first started, like, this is so good because I saw it on BuzzFeed.
There's like a very specific way that you're supposed to order at a Starbucks too, which is interesting. So their old POS system used to be set up to where you would go down the line on the side of the cup, and that's basically how you would order it. So when I started, you had to enter everything in this very specific way.
Oh, now it's a computer with a sticker.
Well, and then they actually did away with that, changed their system to where you could make modifiers anywhere. But originally, you had to make them in order or else you had to start the drink over entirely. So you had to memorize everybody's drink and then put it in the system and then go from there. But later on, they changed that. And so easier. If I go into a Starbucks now and I order it properly, I can almost promise you they're going to fuck it up. They've done it to me before. Like, go in there and actually order it the way that they are supposed to be trained to take an order and say it back to you, and they still fuck it up.
I was at a Starbucks in New York State. It was on our way back from Canada recently, and Janelle and I ripped through there. And I go to order, and they had a camera there. So they can see with the car, right? What car is getting what. I get that. But then they had a TV screen. That.
Yeah, they all have that.
And the person came through.
Yeah.
Like, I could see them.
Yeah.
And they said to me, they're like, hey, this is neat, isn't it? Like, I guess it was, like, new in there at that location. And I went, yeah, I don't know what the point of this is, but yeah.
We used to...
And they're like, well, so we would actually see the customer, you can see us. I'm like, I'm going to see at the window.
Yeah, we actually had that a decade ago when I worked there. And so we would have regulars that would come up and we'd just be like, yeah, go ahead and pull around. I got you. Like, just people that would always come in at the same time.
Yeah, that's cool. That'll help out, yeah. I could see that.
But
they're like, isn't this great? And I'm like, I guess. I mean, I'd see you in, like, 10 seconds.
30 seconds,
Yeah. We also had people one time that pulled up, and she was giving him a fucking blowjob in the goddamn drive-thru. I was going to say. No idea. We actually had that happen, I think, twice. Where somebody was coming through and they were actually getting a goddamn blowjob in the fucking drive-thru.
A gummer in the Starbucks drive-thru.
Yeah, and it's like, so of course my buddy who was working drive-thru at the time was like, Brody, because we actually had, it was Craig.
Fucking horn dog.
So we had headsets and we could switch between talking outside and talking to each other, and so he calls me over and we fucking sit there like, what the fuck? You're just fucking ordering and then they pull up and act like nothing was fucking happening, and we're like, what the hell?
I would have just came around the screen and been like, hey, what are you having?
I would have went and talked back. I would have talked back to them, and they would have been like, yeah, is the order all set? And I would have just went, go on, pull ahead. Just watch the look on their face when they show up. Yeah.
How many shots of espresso? 3. Okay, all right.
You got it.
It's
You
like,
got it.
It's like 7 p.m. You sure?
Yeah.
We had a lot of weird shit happen through that drive-through at night. Like I had a person come through after we closed, and I just took their order anyway. And they're like, "What time do you close?" I'm like 10 minutes ago. And they're like, "Oh my god!" And they fucking offered to tip me in weed. No shit. It was fucking weird.
Did you take it?
Yeah.
Can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. You figured out my answer.
Thank God I'm here.
Yeah.
Right?
Jesus. Yeah, dude, people are just like, there's some fucking weird people out there. When as a kid in high school, I worked at my local grocery store, and the shit that would go down at the grocery store was the weirdest shit. I had a lady when I was like 2 months into that job. I was in the this is a real small fucking grocery store too. There's like 6 fucking aisles, if that, and they're tiny. Like, they don't go back far at all. And I'm filling like the ice cream up, and there's like one door for fucking ice cream, okay? Because this town's tiny in the winter, but grows tremendously in the summer. And this crazy bitch comes over, and she grabs a cart, like one of the like Nestle Parlor ice creams, whatever, like the tubs of ice cream, off my fucking cart, okay? While it's there, while I'm filling it and trying to stock it. And she just looks at me and she's like, "Do you know what this is?" And I went, ice cream? And she's like, "No, this is frozen dairy dessert. Look, read it." And she fucking ripped the fucking plastic sign above the freezer door that said ice cream off and said that this is not ice cream. This is an abomination to dairy farmers. And the fucking owner, his name was Ross. He came down. Hell of a dude. Fucking hilarious. He called everybody son. Even the women. It's weird.
That's funny.
And he comes down and he's like, "Son, what's the problem here?" I'm like, this lady has taken our ice cream sign hostage and has demanded that we say frozen dairy treat instead of ice cream. And he's like, "All right, son, hold on." And he like tracks this woman down in the fucking store, finds that shit. She starts like fucking screaming all this crazy shit about how we're like destroying the dairy farm. Mind you, the door next to it has Kawartha dairy ice cream in it. Like nothing but local ice cream in it, actual cream ice cream. I learned a ton of shit too there. I learned the no name brand shit is made in the same factory as the name brand shit. So like when the grocery store receives their shit, there's only a couple of like ice cream manufacturers that actually have their own shipment that comes to the store. The rest all comes in through like Kroger will have a distribution center, right? And all their shit gets stacked on skids. The grocery store orders that shit and it comes into the grocery store. All that shit, all that frozen shit all comes together, and you'll have like Nestle Parlor will be the distributor for fucking Great Value.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit.
Oh yeah.
Not the cereals, but the same shit for the ice cream. Same shit for a lot of the fruits and vegetables. There's so much crazy shit that went down, dude. A lady that tried to break the fucking window to get broccoli right before Thanksgiving because me and my brother shut the store down. And we were the last two people in there. Yeah, so we were the last two people. Who
gives that much of a shit about broccoli?
We locked the doors because it was closing early, right, for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And this lady starts reaming on the like Eric Andre style, on the fucking doors. Let me in.
Let me in.
And then she's like through the window, and my brother is talking to her. She's like, "Man, we've closed." And she's like, "I need to get the broccoli. I need to get the broccoli for Thanksgiving. You fucked it up."
It's like, dude, what?
And he's like, "We've got to shut down." And she just yelled, and she's like, "You fucked everything. Everything's fucked because of you."
Your dumbass should have came in earlier.
I was like, Jesus, God, we're only open until like 4:30 p.m.
You should have fucking broccoli
together,
anyway.
Lady.
You should have eaten all of your dinner already.
It's not like there was traffic. There's only like
Thanksgiving.
4,000 people in the fucking town. Like we can, you can get here no fucking problem. Fuck, everybody's over there before Thanksgiving. You probably call your neighbor up. They're fucking down there for sure. I mean, we did that kind of shit. There's nuts. There, I mean, it got crazy too. The grocery store, the bananas, you tried to ripen them. There's like a chamber that you can buy. And you can take the bananas and you put them into a gas chamber, and then it closes the door, so you can put like a whole box in there. And then you put them in the gas chamber and it ripens the bananas quicker, so you can put them out. So if you got like a shit ton of stock of bananas, you'd be like, fucking need to get these things fucking moving.
Yeah, you need to get them out.
We used to have to wear these wax mitts, like a wax glove. We'd go and like shine apples.
No that's funny. That's
like
funny.
Old school, shit. Like, dude, the store we worked in won so many awards for like the cleanest store, the friendliest fucking store, like the most top-notch shit. Like, literally, dude, we would have tune-up time, okay? Fucking 3 times a day, all right? In the morning, like late morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. And tune-up was everyone grabbed an aisle, okay, that was working there that day, and you fucking brought up all the stock to the front of the shelf, and you centered everything so that the customer could easily get what they needed to. They didn't have to reach far back into the shelf. Nothing. Everything had to be like perfectly labeled out. It's fucking wild, dude. The amount of shit we did there in terms of work and all that shit was insane. Like, just what they made us, like shining apples. Me and my brother would just sit there for like a fucking half hour just going, put an apple down, put another apple down.
And now all the employees are just like running around the store like it's supermarket, whatever the fuck that show is, like grabbing shit off the shelves. My God.
Bro.
Getting shit
That
for pickup orders.
Brutal.
Oh, it's rough.
It doesn't work.
That's why we just do the pickups. We do the pickups because if I'm going in there.
Pickups too, because somebody goes in and picks it for you. But I mean, the problem is now is you don't even want to fucking go in now. Because
absolutely
they've got these
not.
Big double wide beefy ass carts. They're ripping around with their little fucking Pokedex trying to find whatever the fuck in the place.
Pokedex trying to catch them all.
They're running over the Pokedex like, I need these mashed potatoes.
They miss so much shit.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Oh, yeah. They're like, hey, we made a substitution. Does this make sense? You're like, I want an angel hair pasta. And they're like, how about fettuccine? How about some lasagna noodles, you fuck? I gave you Fruit Loops, you son of a bitch. And you're like, what? How is that? What are you talking about?
I just wanted Lay's wavy classic barbecue chips. Yeah, well, I gave you chocolate milk. Is that now is close enough? It's like, no. One's a liquid.
Right?
I know. It's like,
one is a liquid.
Gift. It's like, you don't like it? You don't like how I gave you a gift?
Yeah,
no, I
you
fucking
don't like it.
wanted what I fucking ordered.
We were out of that yogurt, so here's day-old yogurt. It expired yesterday.
Do you know how we ordered 18 things that weren't able to be fulfilled the other day?
That's insane. We had
18 items, dude.
We did an order not too long ago, probably a couple weeks ago, and 2 people coming to the door. All the bags, it's just the weed smell was overwhelming. It was like, oh my God, like Jesus. And then they drop everything off, they leave. We start unpacking everything, and they missed all this stuff. I'm like, they didn't miss any of this. It's in their car. They're going home to eat it. And they're like, well, it's like, there's chips missing. The Doritos are gone. The hickory barbecue chips are gone.
Doritos.
The cookie dough is gone. Like, it's not like they didn't forget that. They knew
they were high as shit.
Bro,
they were hungry.
How profitable this shit really is, because
they were hungry.
The amount of substitutions you get, and then like the I mean, I get it. They're just picking and they're trying to get it done as quickly as possible. But it's like, Jesus, if you order like no-name Fruit Loops, right? There's probably another brand of like no-name Fruit Loops at a Kroger. Yeah. They'll just buy like, here's the giant box that's 3 times as expensive as Fruit Loops. And it's like, motherfucker, I know for a fact you were losing your ass on that.
I think they jack up the prices on certain things, though.
They probably
So at a grocery store,
DoorDash does it.
At a grocery store, you want to shop the outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You shop the outside, then you don't get the junk. The milk is always at the back because it makes you walk through the entire store.
Yep.
To get to the back of it. Most of your shit, you're not making money on milk, eggs, bread. That's just a feed.
Yeah.
Everything in the fucking center.
The motherfucker that grabs a bag of chips and Oreos on the way, though. You're getting that motherfucker.
That's where you're getting at. You shop the outside. If you're not picking up like the assorted, like, you know, hey, here's a bunch of cut up fruit that's already cut up for you and it's 4 times more expensive than if you just cut the fucking fruit yourself. They're making money off of that. The deli, they're making money off of that shit. The bakery, everything else, as long as you keep it outside, they're not making shit, or they're making very minimal amounts of money. Yeah. It's all the junky shit. Freezer stuff. Holy fuck. Frozen meals. Oh my God.
We'll get we'll like order if we do like Instacart or whatever like that, it's typically just like that sort of stuff where it's like either it's snacks, right? It's like, you know, chips, and then it's like other stuff like eggs, you know, milk, bread, whatever. But then whenever it's something that comes down to like the deli, it's like my mom will specifically go and check things out herself because she wants to be able to see that. Bro, like, you know, she wants to be able to pick up
my food. I don't like it. They can fuck with my food.
She didn't care. I mean, her back doesn't work very well.
Slap their dick on everything. What are you scared of?
Well, no, I just mean like the pickup is one thing because they're in the Kroger, right? I'm there. I'm pulling up. I'm seeing them.
It's harder for them to get their dick out onto it.
Yeah, the Uber Eats stuff, right?
Jeff steps out of his car and don't do it.
They put that cute little sticker on the fucking bag, right? At McDonald's, it says Uber Eats or whatever on it.
I like those stickers.
Some motherfucker can peel that off without fucking the bag up. Next thing you know, he's fucking your McChicken, dude. He puts that thing back in there and seals that baby up. I'm not for it, dude.
Why is there a dick hole in my mashed potato from Wendy's? What the fuck's going on here?
Oh my God, look, they made a little pool for the gravy.
Yeah. Oh.
I thought I got brown gravy. God.
No, I mean, some asshole can steal some fries, you know? Just drug you. Throw some shit on there.
Jeff gets his gravy from Wendy's and he tastes a little bit of it and he goes,
I've told people at work, look, I'm living my life like I'm going to be president one day, okay? I'm inspecting fucking everything.
I like it.
All right. It first.
when it comes to food, bro, when the food comes out from the restaurant, I'm looking at that shit over. 100%.
Jesus Christ.
I'm living to be president, dude.
I will say the only time I ever fucked with anyone was when they came in and they were an entitled asshole at Starbucks.
You may or may not have fucked with them.
They got decaf. 100% they got decaf.
Right, but you may or may not have done this.
No, I definitely did. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
We gave the disclaimer at the beginning. It's fine. Yeah, no, 100%. If you come into Starbucks and you're an absolute asshole, you will absolutely get decaf. That is a well-known thing amongst baristas at Starbucks. You get decaf if you're a dick.
We used to. This is really bad. There used to be a crew at the old Foodland I worked at, and we'd have to go out and get these carts, like the shopping carts from out in the parking lot. But it was such a small parking lot that someone would be on that duty all the time. And a lot of the times people would, like in the summertime, people had cottages, so they were always picking up a case of water. So we actually had carts already where we'd put like cases of water on the bottom of the cart and they could take them. And it was just an easier way for them to just already have the case of water there. They don't have to go grab it. And we don't have to keep restocking it or putting a skid of water out. And we used to hold 2 carts back. And we would cut the bottom of the wrapper for the water bottles. Like the main plastic that would hold them in. We'd get underneath the cart and we'd like slice under. And then what would happen is we'd bag someone's groceries up. And usually, like, they're an asshole. They didn't want us coming out to, like, help them put them in their car. Because we would also do that. We'd literally come out and help them put their groceries in their car. Because we need to get the fucking cart back as soon as possible to go run it, clean that fucking thing off, put it in the inside cart shed so people can grab a fucking cart and go because we'd run out of shit. And if there's a huge asshole there, he'd go, hey, I'll just trade your cart out for this cart. As like they put the scan out, that way we could grab another cart, and that cart would be the one with the sliced water. And then we turn the corner and we watch some asshole pick that shit up, and there'd be 24 water bottles just go like this all over the parking lot.
God.
And then you just see them tossing 24 individual water bottles in the back of their trunk. The last
funny.
thing I'll bring up before we close this out is the had a super southern guy come up, and we'd have a ton of Americans come up to where I lived in the summertime to fish and camp and all that shit. Had a super southern guy come up, and everything in Canada is French and English, like written on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So grape is raisin, right? Is raison in French.
Mm-hmm.
And so that shit's pointed out to that side label in the pop aisle. And me and my brother are standing there, we're stocking the pop. Guy grabs the fucking pop out of my hand while I'm about to put it on the shelf, holds it with two hands like this, shows his family and goes, "Can you guys believe this? They've got raisin flavored pop here."
Oh my god.
No.
And me and my brother look at each other, we're like...
It's grape, bro.
It was purple and everything, and if he turned it around and said grape, and me and Mikey just looked at each other and we're like, jeez.
Did we tell him? I just like the idea that like they grab it out of your hand.
They did.
Like
the guy was like fucking
they don't
stunned.
go,
Like I didn't
me.
know what happened. He like I was literally putting it up on the shelf, and as it like just touched the bottom of the shelf, he picks that shit up with two hands out of my pretty much out of my fucking hand, and he goes, "Look at this. They got raisin pop here in Canada." This. And I went,
God damn it.
Oh my god, dude.
Fucking good old USA.
We used to at night.
Like I
Idiots.
put on a good
At
impression.
night when we would close at like
Jesus.
9, we would go back and forth on the PA, and we'd just go like, and then someone, someone up in the top. There's like an office that overlooked like the cashier area, and they would be like counting for the night or whatever, and they'd just respond, and then someone from produce would go, across it. And one time we thought we were the only people in there, but there was 2 customers in there still. So they just heard like 8 different come across the fucking speaker at the top.
We had that real quick before we close this out. We were disconnecting computers for a middle school, and some teacher had everybody was at except for the people who were disconnecting everything. And on this teacher's phone, she had on a piece of paper taped to it the extensions to go to like the PA system, to go to the office, like the principal's office, like to go to these places. And my buddy David walks over and he sees that it says to access all of the PA speakers, like everything.
Yeah.
So he types it and he calls and he just goes like, "Evan, could you please report to this office, please? You know, you're in a lot of trouble." Or like he just starts saying random bullshit, and our boss comes over and he's like, "Dude, teachers are still here."
We used to just fuck with that PA.
So funny, man.
Worked with me and my brother worked with 2 other brothers, and it was just fucking out of hand. It was stupid, the shit that would happen. We'd go back and forth.
So funny, dude.
Hi, there's a van. Like we try to like almost like a Mad Libs, like fill the fucking story out. So like there's one time where same shit happened where someone was in the store, and actually the fucking owner of the store was still in the store. And we didn't know. He's in the back office, and the door locked, so you couldn't get to that side past a certain time. And so I like we start the story out, and I'd be like, "There's a white van in the parking lot." Looking for the license plate, and then like Kyle would be like, which is one of the other set of brothers, he'd be like, "License plate 80085," and then I would like, and then someone else would have to carry it on. They'd be like, "Side of van says free candy on side of van." And it'd be like 9 o'clock at night, and we fucking did that with the fucking, basically talked about a pedo van in the fucking parking lot. And then the owner came on, and he's like, "There are still customers in the facility." He just went, "Oh, fuck." We used to eat,
he didn't go shut up, he just said, "People are still here."
Dude, you used to do so much shit. We used to eat ice cream bars in the freezer, me and Mikey. Like, I'd look at him, it'd be like the end of the shift, and near the end of the shift, Mikey would do it or I would do it, and he'd sit there and he'd be like, "It's fucking hot." And he'd be like, "Yeah, let's go to the freezer to cool down." So we go in the freezer, cool down, and do like a temp check, make sure the freezer's working, and like, you know, look at stock in there. And then we just go, "Oops." And like a bar of like dilly bars or whatever would bust open and be like, "Have to eat these." So then we'd have a fucking ice cream sandwich or an ice cream bar in there. Pretty good. God. We made friends with so many people. Made friends with the guy that delivered chips. He'd just give us free chips all the time.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. That's a good friend to make.
Made friends with the ice cream guy. He'd give us ice cream all the time. Free shit. Pop guy would be like, hey, try this. This is a new thing that just came out. Try it out. Because he'd have samples, right? That he'd give to the grocery stores to hold. It was awesome, dude.
Clear Pepsi is just vodka.
It's fantastic. I mean, we did so much damage there. I fucking almost took out a whole side of the warehouse. Like, it's fucking wild. Like a whole rack with the forklift.
Hell yeah.
Bent in, so we took the forklift and bent it back out.
This is why you should not let teenagers drive a fucking forklift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, it was nobody, I repeat, nobody. But one person, 2 people in that whole fucking thing had a forklift license. And there was 16-year-olds driving fucking propane forklifts around.
Good God.
Fucking
hell yeah.
Grabbing skids of fucking, stacked on stacked on stacked of just 12 packs of fucking Diet Coke. We had one fucking flip one night and it just shot up. It wouldn't cans just kept fucking exploding everywhere for fucking 5 minutes. It wouldn't stop. We just watched it. We just watched it to let it end. And we got a mop and we're like, this isn't working. What do we do? So we got the floor cleaner out. Well, the problem with that is it sucks all the shit into the tank and then it was bubbling out of the fucking tank.
Oh my God. I worked at a
just shoveled it outside.
I worked at a glass factory for a short stint and I watched a guy drive a forklift forks directly through a pallet of glass. Just fucking ran right through this dumb bitch. You're like, dude, that's the one goddamn thing you should not do here. What the fuck, man?
We used to fucking play this game where we'd see how fucking, how, I guess, delicate we could be with the fucking forklift. And we had this one kid named Ethan work for us. Heart of gold. The kid was amazing. Super nerdy, though, and he was super fucking shaky. And when it was really fucking boring there in the winter, and it was pretty much 7 to 9, you could just pretty much clean up the store, do your last little shit, and you'd have about an hour to chill, supervise, make look at stuff. We did this challenge where we tried to fit this pallet of chips up in between a bunch of stuff, and it was super tight. And it was chips, so if it fell, it was super light. Fucking Ethan takes this shit, tries to get it to the top shelf, but he hits one of the support columns, so it lifts it up and jacks it like that. Right? So now the pallet's like this on top of the fork. It's just chips, so it's not super heavy, but the pallet's plastic. Right? It's not like the wood pallets. And we go, okay, buddy, just fucking park it. We're going to have to lift it up a little higher and we'll have to figure it out. He spazzes out and he fucking goes forward and it tips down. It falls. The fucking skid falls directly on the cage that he's in or whatever and falls off to the side. Chips are everywhere and they're behind him. He fucking freaks out and he fires it into fucking reverse and he just blows over boxes and boxes of chips. All you hear is pop, 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 pop. All the fucking bags of chips just blowing up.
A machine gun back there.
Yeah, well, he's running over each box. Yeah, and he's freaking out. He wasn't fucking stopping. And nobody's running up to him because the fucking forklift is just flying around everywhere.
Yeah, you don't want to get final destination.
But yeah, we used to just take turns just fucking with the forklift. It was crazy, man. Absolutely. I blew through a fucking door.
Jesus.
Mikey didn't set the fucking door up high enough. There was no mirror on the forklift rear view. So you just look behind you, but the back of the cage came down to get him out. And so I'm fucking looking behind me like this, steering the fucking forklift backwards to just back out of the back door. My forks are up a bit. The fucking arch above the support back on the forks fucking slam the garage door. Jesus. The fucking ass end of the forklift tips up and my forks keep me from flipping forwards and the whole fucking door bent back. So me and Michael, what the fuck are we gonna do? We had a week left there before we were gonna leave. So we rammed it the other fucking way.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
And jammed it back.
I'm sure it's fine.
On our last day, they didn't notice until our last day. And they went, what the fuck happened to the door? And I just went, I don't know, man. That's
No
fucking
idea,
crazy.
bro.
Me and Michael were just like, I don't know. That's fucking wild, though. That's nuts. He just did.
Like shutting the door as you're leaving. I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. It might have been me, but it might have also been somebody else. But it might have been me. And then you shut the door and book it to your car.
It was crazy. We used to have like watermelon slicing challenges and shit. Who could cut a watermelon the fastest?
Fruit Ninja.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
great,
awesome, dude.
Oh, anyways, guys, that'll do it for this episode of OBO. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave us a review on any podcast platform. It helps us out a ton. Helps us get more reach on those platforms. And you can actually catch this show next week. It'll be on Spawn Camp Live. So you can go to youtube.com/spawncamp. Well, no, not /spawncamp, but what do you want to say, Brody? You want to say something?
A series of numbers and bullshit.
A series of numbers and bullshit. But if you Google or you YouTube search Spawn Camp, you should see our username pop up there, and that's where we'll be live next time on YouTube. Audio version of the podcast
Very,
will stay
very
the same.
clean black and white logo, might I add.
Super clean.
Yes,
super clean,
very
super
good.
shiny, super sparkly. But the audio version will come to you like it always has on a separate feed for OBO, so no worries there. You can also check out Spawn Camp on Twitter as well as on Instagram. We've got a really cool, clean logo. You should be able to see it. I don't think there's anybody else called Spawn Camp, which is kind of amazing.
Not on YouTube.
I
don't think. I think we're
It's
good
probably a porno site. If there is a competitor on Twitter, it's
possibly.
a porno bot, 100%.
Well, I'm searching my databases right now. No.
Compute negative.
Compute.
Anything else I've missed or no?
No, I think you're good, man.
Yeah,